Texas voters may need to strap in as a new bid for a U.S. Senate seat emerges.
Are your children safe at school? These new measures could help you prevent a tragedy.
And later, planes, trains, and automobiles. One of them is getting a massive update here in North Texas.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Aaliyah Bordeaux.
And I'm Avery Callens. We begin tonight with breaking news. The University of North Texas has revoked the visas of 16 international students. Vice Chair of the Senate, Professor William Joyner, made the announcement during a faculty Senate meeting earlier this afternoon. ntTV spoke with Dr. Joyner, and he laid out the timeline of these events.
Over the past weekend, I received an inquiry from another faculty Senate member asking if we knew if any UNT international students had had their student visas revoked. I consulted with the faculty Senate chair, Kobe Condry, and we agreed that I would ask the president and the provost this question via email on Monday morning. The email went out at 8 a.m. and I received a response from the provost just before 1 p.m. He said in his email that 16 UNT international students had had their visas revoked by the Department of Homeland Security. We don't know anything else. There's nothing other to know or say at this time unless and until we can get some further clarification. That's all I have.
UNT is not alone in this situation. Several other colleges nationwide are reporting similar events on their campuses. This all comes as the Trump administration takes aim at hundreds of foreign-born college students. ntTV will have more for you on this developing story tomorrow.
And the other major developing story tonight also has major statewide and possibly nationwide implications. One of the biggest names in Texas politics has shaken the state with his announcement, and it could result in the most expensive Senate campaign in Lone Star Republican history.
State Attorney General Kim Paxton announced a bid challenging the incumbent Senator Senior from Texas, John Cornyn. ntTV's Andy Scott is live from the Denton County Elections Administration Office with the details. Andy?
Thanks, guys. That's right. While there are other candidates expected to run in this Republican primary, all eyes are on Paxton or Cornyn to secure the spot in the U.S. Senate. And this face-off is already on track to be one of the biggest and nastiest in history. Just listen to what the candidates had to say about each other.
Mr. Paxton has a checkered background. He is a con man and a fraud. And I think the people of Texas know that, but this is what will be litigated during the course of this campaign. I am not going to turn over the Senate seat that was once held by Sam Houston to somebody like him.
For the country, I can certainly point to many things like his gun restrictions, his lack of wanting to fund a border wall and disagreeing with President Trump on that, and even opposing President Trump's election in 2016 and the most recent election. So there's certainly many things to focus on that he has not done, and I think it's time that somebody held him accountable for that.
A number of accusations precede each campaign, leaving nothing off the table when it comes to ammunition. So as the 2026 election slowly approaches, expect the political climate in Texas to continue to heat up. Aaliyah, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Andy. These past few days have been wild on Wall Street as President Trump's tariffs spook investors. Today, he announced he's pausing many of them for 90 days, which led to huge gains in the stock market. All of this turmoil is impacting millions of Americans. CNN's Karen Kafa has the latest.
President Donald Trump is imposing a 10% tariff on imports from all countries, plus higher rates for Cambodia, Vietnam, China, the European Union, and more. Here are 5 ways experts say Americans might feel the impact. 1, higher prices.
It's thousands of dollars. We're talking at least 2% of the median household income that this will cost American households.
Most economists predict U.S. businesses that pay the tariffs will pass on some or all of the costs to consumers. The Trump administration downplays that.
The businesses don't have to pass them on, or the producers in the other countries can eat the tariffs.
To an economic slowdown.
What you're seeing here is a potential haircut to GDP for 2025 of about 3%.
JP Morgan predicts a global recession if Trump maintains his tariffs. Economists say a 1930 trade war deepened the Great Depression.
We know what happened in 1929, 1930 in the crash.
Trump supporters note other countries don't have to retaliate.
They're going to bring their tariffs down because they need the U.S. to be active trading partners.
3, blows to retirement funds if the stock market doesn't fully rebound. 4, high interest rates if the Federal Reserve sees too much inflation. And 5, growth for some domestic manufacturers. Economists say they're the biggest winners under Trump's tariffs.
We have to save the people and the industries of the United States.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
While the stock market is back up, many families are still worried that these sudden changes can impact sending their kids to college. State-sponsored 529 college savings plans may see the recent market sell-off reflected in their balances. These plans allow parents to invest their money and then withdraw it tax-free. While the stock market is expected to recover, eventually there are ways to work around these problems short-term, using cash or income to delay a planned distribution or taking out federal student loans with the aim of paying them off later are 2 options to delay a potential upcoming bill.
Aaliyah, I literally have a coat sitting in the office because it was that cold when I came in today.
I know, and now it's in the 80s. Let's send it over to our weather anchor, Faith Webster, to see what we should expect tonight. Faith?
Thanks, guys. I've gotten rid of that coat altogether. I just have to let spring come to me because I am not working with it anymore. Our current temperatures are going to be 83, feeling the exact same with wind miles at 15 miles per hour. Tonight we are going to see clear skies still, with our temperatures moving down just a little bit to 76, feeling like 75 with our wind at 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow we are going to remain those clear skies at 74, feeling like 72 with our wind down at 7 miles per hour. A wonderful week is coming up, but I'll have more on that. Back to you.
Thanks, Faith. The school year is almost over, but there is an intense focus on keeping Texas schools safe. For some districts, that could include drones that would be able to stop a school shooter. A company out of Austin called Campus Guardian Angel is trying to put its remote-controlled drones in schools across the state. A demo video says these drones can identify an armed intruder from a distance and distract them until police can arrive. The company gave a demonstration this week for the Highland Park School District near Dallas. Other schools are already taking advantage of the technology.
Having a drone that is a whole lot more replaceable than one of my officers going around a corner and seeing that danger and us being able to be prepared to respond to that danger before we go around that corner is a lot safer than it is when the way we have to do it without drones.
Campus Guardian Angel sells a box of 6 drones for $15,000. School districts could pay for them with money from a recent state law that helps them pay for security upgrades. Meanwhile, there is some hopeful news in the city that saw the worst school shooting in Texas history. The community of Uvalde said it now has enough money to pay for the new construction of a new elementary school. It will replace Robb Elementary, where 19 students and 2 teachers were gunned down back in 2022. That building was later closed permanently, and construction at the new school is already underway.
Today, we're honoring America's heroes here in North Texas. We'll hear live from Jenny Inez on the scene.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike is gone.
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
There's some changes coming soon happening to the Fort Worth Trinity Metro to allow Denton residents and UNT commuters faster rail access between Denton and Fort Worth. ntTV's Titus King is at the downtown Denton Transit Center with more on these changes. Andy, what do you have for us?
Hey Avery, thank you for the pass. Passengers will eventually be able to ride to Denton, to Louisville, and Highland Village, as Denton County's Transportation Authority is planning a 2-mile A-train extension reaching the Silver Line, a 26-mile route to Plano to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airplane. When completed, it will help connect the city's hospitals to the residents of Dallas, Collin, and Denton counties. With a 90% increase in ridership, Fort Worth, Grapevine, and Dallas International Airport, the viewers is on the rise. This could be enormous. That's all I have for you guys. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Titus. An aviation school just for women has opened up here in North Texas in hopes of increasing the percentage of women pilots in the world. Our segment anchor, Mardisa Bender, has more on the story. Mardisa?
Thanks, Aaliyah. With over 800,000 pilots worldwide, you would be surprised to hear that only 10% consists of women. However, that is looking to change as the first ever aviation school for women has just opened, and it is located right here in North Texas. Let's take a look.
Air travel has become the quickest and safest form of transportation. But as the sky's population continues to rise, so does a gender gap in aviation.
Children, especially when they grow up, they dream about what they see. Like if women see mostly men flying airplanes and females being the flight attendants, they think, oh, I'm going to be a flight attendant. It never occurs to them that they could be a pilot because it's just not something that you see very often.
Women have been operating aircrafts since the early 1900s. During World War II, women were responsible for traveling long distances from factories to military bases, testing newly designed aircrafts, and towing targets with live ammunition. Almost 85 years later, women are still facing heavy discrimination in the aviation field. Luckily, the nation's first female-focused aviation program has just recently opened their doors to students. A school that's located right here in North Texas.
We're sort of breaking the mold, and I think you'll see the numbers increase a little bit. Most numbers, when you look at the number of pilots in the United States, somewhere depending on the time frame that you look at, about 6 to 8% are women, and we want to see that change. We just want them to know that they have that opportunity. So we're trying to kind of break history a little bit.
This program is all hands-on experience. Usually students fly 3 days a week, so they finish up ground school with us. All of our ground schools run in the morning, and so they finish up with us, and then they go out to the airport, and they start flying from really week 1. We put them in an airplane, and they start flying with a flight instructor.
The Doswell School of Aeronautical Sciences provides a well-rounded curriculum for students.
It's a big industry with a lot of different varying skills that are needed. So I would say don't limit yourself. Find out what's out there.
It's expensive and it's hard and it takes a lot of work, but women are resilient. They really are. And, especially young girls, if that's what you want to do, you don't have to settle.
With ntTV News, I'm Katie Muncie.
It is looking like we will see an increase in women pilots in the near future. And if you're interested, then you can enroll by visiting the Doswell School of Aeronautical Sciences page on the TWU website. Well, that's all for me. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Manisa. Speaking of what's in the air, it is so beautiful outside today, Aaliyah.
I know, right? I walked outside on campus today because it was so beautiful. Let's send it over to Faith Webster so we can get a glimpse of what to expect this weekend. Faith?
Thanks, guys. That's right. Our weather is looking absolutely amazing across North Texas today. We have 86 in Decatur, 89 in Graham, high 80s almost all around North Texas. Across the state of Texas, we are going to see a 90-degree temperature over in Abilene, right in central Texas, 85 in Austin, but again, those high temperatures that we just love to see. Across our 7-day forecast, we are going to see some clouds roll in just at the end of that week, nothing to worry about, no rain chances quite yet. We do see those amazing sunshines and those high temperatures. We're even gonna see some 90-degree weather on Sunday, 91 with a low of 66. And an amazing start to the week. I am so glad that we have our gorgeous weather and it's clear today because some important people are being honored in North Texas. Honoring America's bravest, the annual Medal of Honor motorcade is making its way from the DFW airport to Gainesville, and that includes a stop right here in Denton. We go live now to Jenny Yanez with more on what to expect. Jenny?
Heads up, if you're heading towards North Texas this afternoon, you might run into some serious traffic. More than 550 vehicles are part of the annual Medal of Honor motorcade, honoring the nation's highest heroes. It's expected to roll out of DFW Airport between 3 and 5 p.m., heading through Grapevine, Argyle, and Denton before ending at Tractor Bob's in Gainesville. Parts of state highways 183, 360, 114, and 121, and access points along I-35 West and I-35 East will be temporarily shut down. Expect delays on I-35 and Highway 114. And remember, if you're in the way of the highway during the motorcade, just step to the right of the lane. That's all I have for you guys. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Jenny. The Black Student Union is planning on making big changes for the 2025-2026 school year. After 2 years of internal shifts and external challenges, students are ready for a change at BSU. I got a chance to attend the presidential debate and learn about what 2 administrations are planning on doing. Let's take a closer look.
I am here at the Business and Leadership Building right outside the room where the presidential debate for the Black Student Union is taking place.
The future of the Black Student Union at UNT is in the hands of the students. 4 influential leaders are ready to make a difference.
I came into UNT and claimed my spot at BSU. I knew that this was the most prominent organization on campus, and I wanted to be a part of it. And like I stated at time, it was the umbrella. And it was over all of the coalition and stuff like that, so I wanted to be a part of that.
Established in 2011, BSU has thrived at UNT. From fundraising events to fashion shows, BSU was built on a foundation of culture, connection, and community service. But over the past 2 years, BSU has faced internal shifts and external challenges.
I believe BSU is way more than an organization, so I want to make sure that everybody feels involved. That was something I struggled with when I was a freshman, feeling accepted as LGBTQ+, as a first gen and everything, so making sure that everyone feels empowered. 2
administrations are campaigning for president and vice president, the Scott Markley administration and the Phoenix administration. Both administrations are focusing on revitalizing BSU and making it feel like home again. But students want to know, what does the change actually look like and who can deliver it?
I want to make sure every organization in our coalition has that voice, any ideas and concerns that they have about us as an administration or ideas that they want to throw forth. I want to make sure those are heard, and I want to make sure we properly execute that.
As voting opens up, all eyes are on the candidates.
I think that it's very important to connect that bridge and gap and to not only just focus on our freshmen and our seniors, but again, to focus on those middle-classmen. We are so much more than just an organization. We're a community and we need to act like it.
What happens next could redefine what BSU stands for at UNT. Voting for BSU president and vice president closes today, so don't forget to vote.
Are you feeling stressed? If you're a student, the answer is probably yes. But next, we have some helpful tips to keep yourself calm, cool, and collected.
And later, a beloved TV star is visiting our campus tonight. Find out who it is after the break.
Hey you! Yeah, you. Tax day is right around the corner, and the IRS has free resources to help you. Just visit their website or contact our volunteer income tax program at 800-906-9887. You don't want the IRS knocking at your door. Whew, I guess it's too late for you. Pay now or pay later with interest. File your taxes.
Are you looking for a fun club with travel opportunities? dive into the UNT Swim Club. Practicing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pole Recreation Center. We accept members at any skill level. For more information, reach out to us at unt.swimclub on Instagram.
With finals week approaching, stress is running wild here at UNT. Handling stress levels can be hard, but ntTV's Nadia Rodriguez is here with some tips and tricks. Nadia?
That's correct, Avery. Stress levels are high, especially for college students in North Texas. With finals coming up, graduation dates approaching, and finding internships for the summer, you can basically see the stress radiating off of people. Luckily, CNN's Mandy Gaither found some healthy ways to cope with everyday stress.
From home life to work life, you're likely juggling several responsibilities at once, and that can take a toll.
We're living in incredibly stressful times these days, and unfortunately, we often go on autopilot and we don't necessarily take a step back and recognize all the sources of stress in our lives and how it might be affecting us emotionally and physically.
Psychologist Adam Borland with Cleveland Clinic says sometimes people go down unhealthy avenues when trying to cope, like drinking alcohol or using other substances. Instead, he challenges those who are stressed to focus on a healthy daily routine that includes healthy eating, exercising, and getting quality sleep. Focusing on self-care can also help your body recharge.
I often encourage my patients to engage in meditation or some sort of deep breathing exercise.
Borland says to also engage in social activities, maintain communication with sources of support, and tap into hobbies or creative outlets that you enjoy and can give you a break. He says to also stay in touch with your doctor or mental health professional and monitor behaviors that may be caused by stress that seem unusual, like arguments with loved ones or a drop in work productivity.
We always want to take a step back and get a sense of where is my stress level right now and what can I do to prioritize self-care.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Make sure you're taking the steps necessary to cope with high stress levels and keep some of these remedies in mind. That's all I have for you guys. Back to Avery and Aaliyah with one more option you may be interested in.
Thanks, Nadia. All of us here at UNT are painfully aware final exam season is upon us.
Yep, and we are all stressed, but if you have any furry friends or cozy critters, your overall mood might be better than your peers. Last week, a study published in the journal Social Indicators Research says that having a cat or dog could improve your well-being as much as being married or meeting up regularly with family and friends. The study also found that having a pet could help you feel the same satisfaction as having more money.
One of the paper's authors said that if pets help as much as this study suggests, lawmakers should make it more accessible to own them by relaxing regulations that restrict animal-loving renters. Aaliyah, I have a dog, and I don't mean to brag, but my little Momo is the cutest little thing. Just take a look.
You know him as Stanley from The Office, lover of the crossword puzzles, sarcasm, and of course, Pretzel Day. And tonight, actor Leslie David Baker is in the Lyceum Theater at UNT. From cracking us up on screen to impacting lives with a background in psychology and public service, Baker is bringing both laughs and lessons to Denton. Beyond Scranton, Baker's resume includes roles in Scrubs, The 70s Show, Tom and Jerry, and Puppy Dog Pals. You can see his lecture and Q&A full of laughs and insights from 7:30 to 9 tonight. For more information, visit studentaffairs@my.unt.edu.
From icons on TV to the big name in sports, LeBron James is officially Ken enough. The NBA legend is now the first pro male athlete to be turned into a Ken doll. Mattel unveiled this look on Wednesday as part of its new Ken Ambassador series. LeBron's doll is rocking shades, headphones, a blue and white Letterman jacket with all of the Akron pride, and yes, those are Nikes on his feet. His tee reads, "We are family," repping his foundation. The LeBron Ken doll will cost you $75 and drops Monday, just in time to add a little MVP to your toy shelf.
LeBron and the Lakers are here in North Texas tonight, but that is not the big headline for the game.
That's right. This is the first time Luka Doncic has returned to Dallas since he was traded. Sports anchor Jose Moreno is here with a preview of that. Jose?
Sports icon Luka Doncic, of course, is returning to Dallas. Shenanigans are amok in the Champions League, and one MLB player signed a generational contract that will leave your jaw on the floor once you hear its worth. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be back with more.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
Tonight is a very special night in Dallas as a prodigal son of the 214, Luka Doncic, returns to the American Airlines Center in what will be an emotional game against his former team, the Dallas Mavericks. Now, rumors are swirling that the Mavericks have a video package prepared that will play at halftime. Now, the Mavericks are fighting for a play-in spot, whilst the Lakers are playing to avoid dropping to the 4th or 5th seed, which would set up a second-round matchup between the Lake Show and championship favorites, the OKC Thunder. While tonight's game has some heavy stakes for both teams, fans are mostly looking forward to seeing Luka Doncic get revenge on the Mavericks and Nico Harrison for executing one of the most infamous trades in sports history. Batting leadoff tonight is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who hit a home run of a contract to stay with the Toronto Blue Jays for the rest of his career. This legendary deal will pay him $500 million over 14 years with an eye-popping $325 million signing bonus. Not only does Vladdy become one of the highest paid players in baseball, his contract has become one of the biggest in the history of sports. This sparks a series of questions. For starters, are the Blue Jays out of their minds? Will that contract keep its worth once Vladdy hits his late stages? Will this current trend of making players potential billionaires pay off for teams in the long run? Well, only time will tell. Across the pond, Arsenal kicked off the Champions League quarterfinals with a bang as they beat the brakes off the New Age Galacticos Real Madrid, winning the one-sided affair 3-0. The talk of the town is Declan Rice as he put two mind-shattering free kicks past the goalie on the other side of Europe, though. Inter Milan stunned tournament favorites Bayern Munich with a come-from-behind 2-1 victory in Bavaria. Now Inter Milan will have to keep this fire up in the second leg, as Bayern is historically known to dismantle teams in must-win games. And Barcelona keeps shutting the critics up with a dominant 4-0 victory over Borussia Dortmund at home at the Camp Nou. The Catalans are on a roll recently and may have trophy dreams if they keep this run up. That's enough of me. Back to you guys over at the desk.
Thanks, Jose, and thank you for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.